welcome to Viking Preparedness. I am Pastor Joe Fox. This video is a message to the LGBT crowd and those who self-identify as such, or whatever other terms y'all want to throw in there. Number one, you probably don't like me. Okay, you know, if you had to characterize me, you would probably call me some weird fundamentalist Christian pastor living out in the backwoods, you know, I get that. I mean, look at me, right? I also disagree strongly with your lifestyle. I believe, I know that it's wrong. Bear with me. And so for that reason, y'all don't like me. But here's truth. You have nothing to fear from me. But what you do have to fear, amongst other things, is fundamentalist Islam, ISIS, ISIL, IS, whatever it's called. You know, if you just look at recent history, and it's probably happening today, whenever ISIS takes over a town in the Middle East, they have a game they play. It's called Toss the Faggot Off the Roof, right? They grab homosexuals, they drag them up to the tops of the buildings, and they throw them off the roof into the street below. To the adoring cheers of the crowd, yeah! Throw another one, yeah! The people love it. And so this guy who swears allegiance to ISIS goes into a gay nightclub where people are just hanging out, dancing and drinking, you know, whatever, and kills 53 people. I think it was 53, whatever, over 50 people, right? And then wounds a like number of people. Now, something you never hear about is the wounded people, right? A lot of those people who were wounded will never be the same physically again. Their lives are fundamentally altered, not necessarily in a good way. But you don't hear about that because they lived, right? I hear in the news, I see in the news that there are large numbers, again, you know, that's probably based on the past, of LGBT people who are now buying guns and signing up for firearms training. Good. Good. You know, the United States Constitution, the Second Amendment, gives you the right to keep and bear arms. You have a right to defend yourself. No one has a right in America to hurt you, to shoot you, to kill you. And so you need to stand up and defend your rights. Evidently, many people are coming to that realization. Now, historically, the LGBT crowd, and if there's a new term, hey, just bear with me, all right? I'm a pastor who lives in the backwoods. I'm not politically correct. I don't care. Just take the communication. Don't trip over words. But historically, y'all's community has not been very gun-friendly, right? Ew, guns. I bet now you're going to hate me, right? But now you're starting to realize, yeah, a gun, it allows me to defend myself against people who would do me and my friends or loved ones or whatever harm. And so I say, good, go buy firearms, go get trained, and I would submit to you that not only do you need to learn how to properly use a firearm, because there is training involved. You don't just get this thing. It's not a magic wand that people are going to run away from you in fear, right? You're going to have to actually put the pill where you want it to go under stress. You also probably need to train in groups, because if ISIS or something like it gains a foothold wherever you are, there's buildings around that they want to toss you off of. So start thinking about that. For those of you coming to the gun culture, right, filled with a bunch of rednecks like me, that makes you think, oh God, why would I want to hang out with those people? Hey, don't worry about it. Get a firearm, learn how to use it. And here's something else. Historically, there's always exceptions. Historically, LGBT crowd votes, to the extent that they vote at all, liberal, Democrat, right? They've got your back, man. Those people like Trump, blah, blah, blah. Those Republicans, blah, blah, blah. The liberals, the Democrats, and the liberal Republicans, for that matter, who are really the elites, they want to take away your right to have a gun, to have a firearm. They don't want you to have the ability to defend yourself. And see, the reason that it's really a conservative liberal issue has to do with personal responsibility. Who's responsible for your safety? It's not the government. It's not the police. It's you. You are responsible for your safety. And Republicans, conservatives generally fall into the category of personal responsibility, and liberals generally fall into the category of we want the state, the organization to take care of everybody, right? And so that's why conservatives are pro-gun and liberals are anti-gun, as a general rule. Your ability to defend yourself is a huge right, because once you lose the ability to defend yourself, once you use the ability to punctuate your no, none of your other rights matter, and they can be taken away at will. It's voting season coming up. You need to really consider who has your best interests in mind as a human being. It's not the liberals. They don't want you to be able to defend yourself. They want to take your guns. The gun is not the problem. It's the person behind the gun. Pastor Joe, who carries a gun, is no threat to you. But there are people who are. Think about that. Go get armed, get trained, and maybe I'll see you out there.